Hello folks, welcome to another video. So, why am I racing minis around Montreal in AMS2? Well, two reasons really. Firstly, there's a new version of AMS2 just been released last weekend, version 1.5.3.2. And this includes many additions, including content, but improvements to physics, force feedback, AI, and many other things. So I was interested to try this out, and it nicely coincides with an invite that I've had to join a new league, which is going to be racing purely these minis. So the league is called AMS2 Mini Challenge, and you can find the Facebook group if you just put a search in, so you can come along and join us if you want. And it's a very simple setup. You know what appealed to me about this new league is it doesn't want to take itself too seriously. What Andy says, the guy who's running the league, is saying this group is set up to have fun racing the JCW John Cooper Works Mini. No other cars will be added. We will race modern and historic tracks. Our events feature a pit stop in each race to spice things up, and the events are going to be held at 7 PM UK time, 2 weeks on and 1 week off. Have fun, spread the word, and we can have a nice friendly group. So this sounds good to me. For the race events, everyone is welcome. We will have players of different skill levels with different setups. AML is equal for all, so it's open to everybody regardless of how good a driver you are. Our race events will consist of 12 laps. There'll be a pit stop for tyre change and fuel. They'll have manual pit limiter buttons which need to be activated by yourself when entering the pit lane, so an added little if you forget to hit that pit lane limiter button, you're going to get a time penalty. Pit penalties are on, track limits are on, and if you get 3 warnings, the game will issue a penalty. Tyre wear is on, fuel usage is on. And as I've said, you must enter the pits to make at least one mandatory stop for tyres and fuel. So, in a nutshell, 12 laps, 1 mandatory pit stop, tyres and fuel. Damage will be set to performance impacting 25%, so any little knocks will start affecting your car. But this sounds great. Now, the event calendar, the first race is going to be next Thursday, 7th of December, and it's going to be Montreal, hence why I'm out having a little practice in this race, which I'm going to show you. And then the 14th is going to be Open Park, 28th Snetterton, 4th of January Cadwell, 11th of January Silverstone, and 18th Donington. So I have been looking for an online league to join. I used to race in e-seniors and still keep in touch with all these guys, but I just found it a little bit difficult to find the time to practice and get a nice setup. That league, although it was very much fun for over 50s drivers, it did become quite competitive. And what attracts me to this little mini league is it doesn't seem to be taking itself too seriously, and we're all there just to have fun. But of course the test of time will show that maybe it will start to become very competitive as well. But the fun factor definitely appeals to me, so I'm going to be joining this league. So I set up this little practice race the other night using exactly the variables that the league will use. 12 laps, mandatory pit stop, and using the new AMS2 update just to have a look at the AI and force feedback and everything. So I thought I would replay this for you with some commentary. Right, so here we go guys. A 12 lap race at Montreal. Me starting from the back in I think 24th place, so you can't even see me on the leaderboard just now. And a mandatory pit stop for everyone for tyres and fuel. So interesting to see what the improvements are in AMS2. they're saying improved AI, improved force feedback, improved car physics, and it's certainly feeling pretty good to me just now. The AI are giving me a nice little race here. I've already managed to get past 5 or so back markers, so I'm hovering around 16th, 17th place just now on lap 1. But obviously as we go up the field, I expect the AI to get harder and harder. And doesn't this game look stunning? I've not played AMS2 for a month or two, and you just kind of forget how absolutely visually superb it is. I've made the main race display here the changing camera one from AMS2, so it'll dot around different cameras, and then I've put the kind of track bumper cam for you in the top right corner, so you're always going to have a different view of the race from different angles and everything. Oh, a little bit of bumping going on there. But yeah, it feels good to me already. Force feedback wise, I am using the default plus in Automobilista 2, and I've not touched the settings at all in that default plus, so straight out the box, and it feels excellent. So I've no doubt even maybe with a custom feedback file we could get even better, but it feels good to me. I can really feel the car underneath me. The sounds, I believe they're saying that they've improved some sounds now. I'm not sure if that applies to these minis, but they sound fantastic to me. The engine note is brilliant. Oh, come on, it's a tricky little corner this, but I usually manage to get somebody there. Not quite. So I'm up in 10th, lap 2. So climbing our way up the grid slowly. Here's my teammate in front of me with the same livery. Now I just kind of picked my livery at random. I quite like the red and white. It's only after I started racing that I noticed it's got Vauxhall on it, which is quite apt because my dad used to work for a Vauxhall dealership here in Edinburgh, so I guess I'm flying the family flag in a way here, but it's a lovely colour scheme anyway. And you're guaranteed close racing with these minis. That's what I really like about them. So up to 9th, coming up to the end of lap 2, but still far too early for a pit stop. I think I put fuel in for about 7 or 8 laps, and I think I've got it set to put another equal 7 or 8 lap fuel in, so probably running just a little bit heavier than I need to, but allowing for a margin of error in some way. That's the last thing I want to do is run out of fuel. So having a good wee battle with my teammate here. He's not letting me past. I think I get him up into here though. Yeah, just outbrake him and get him into this one. So we're up to 7th, and I can already start to see who the front runners are going to be after shaking out after the pit stops. So Mr. Bell, Mr. Dixon and Mr. Ellis are the ones I'm really going to be watching out for. But yeah, this feels really good fun with the AI. I'm very interested to see what they do when we do come to pit stops. You know, will some of them pit early? Will some of them pit late? Or are they all just going to come barreling in round about half time? But these mid-pack runners are giving me a good run for my money driving wise here. I reckon I'm sort of driving at about 90 to 95% of my abilities, so I could probably go a little bit faster, but they're giving me a good a good run for my money. It's absolutely amazing how well optimized this AMS2 engine is. I've got everything cranked up to the absolute max. It can't go any higher, and I'm running at my native 2560 by 1440 resolution, and I'm getting 160 to 170 frames per second. So, you know, my monitor's refresh rate is 144. So still a load of headroom there, but it just doesn't seem to phase this game engine at all. It really does run superb, hence why it's so good in VR, of course. So we're up to third. Bell and Dixon having a good old ding-dong in front of us. But it's a false third, obviously, because we have pit stop to come up at some point, not too far away. We're on lap 4. I think I'm going to come in at the end of lap 6. Just bang in the middle, more or less. But those of you that follow Formula 1 will know this circuit very well. Featured on the calendar for many years, and I would definitely put it in the top 5 of my favourite circuits in the current F1 calendar. Absolutely, I mean, I really think this is a great circuit. It's shown some very dramatic moments over the years, especially the Wall of Champions at the end of this straight here, when they go into the very quick right left onto the start finish straight. So there's the Wall of Champions right ahead of us. That's taken a few scalps over the years, including Schumacher and Damon Hill. I remember ploughing into that. So we managed to sneak into second now. We've just got Mr. Bell ahead of us, and he's keeping us honest behind him, not giving us much opportunity just now to get an overtake done. Although we're right with him now, we've got a good slipstream off him. Just can't quite get him now. There are flames coming out of his exhaust. Fantastic. Can we get him into this corner? Whoa. Yes, just, I think there might be a little bit of door rubbing going on there, but oh no, he's come back at us, I think. Yes, he has. So yeah, getting some good racing going here. The other thing I'm really noticing in this race through the headphones is the sounds. I know they've updated some sounds in this latest patch that only came out last weekend for AMS2. I'm not sure if they've touched the sounds for the Mini, but wow, does it sound good. The engine through the headphones. Oh, just getting him here. Yep. So we sneaked up to first place. Oh no, he's I see on the leaderboard it keeps chopping and changing, so we must have been side by side there. But I think I've got him onto this lap. But he's right behind me. Let's see if, as I've noticed, once you overtake somebody they start to drop off a little bit. So let's see what happens here with Mr. Bell. I can kind of still see him in the mirrors, but he's not particularly close to me. Yeah, I don't know if that's me not getting a good balance between the AI strength and the aggression strength. I'll maybe just have to have a wee look at that. I'd like them to give me a challenge, even after I've overtaken them. It'd be good if they started coming back at me a bit more. good practice for this league where I'll be racing against human beings. Oh my god. It's a little while since I've done that. Right, so we're coming up to the end of lap 6, so I'm gonna pit at the end of this big long straight here and change my tyres and my fuel. I am 99% sure that I told it not to repair any damage. It's not really worth it in a 12 lap race, and I can't think of any great level of damage that would need repairing, so I'm 99% sure I'm just coming in for new tyres all round and a splash of fuel to get me to the end. Now something weird happens here. I come into a garage, here we are, and then immediately behind me another car comes in, and he comes into this garage as well, so he's kind of superimposed. There he is. He's kind of superimposed on top of me. But what's more interesting, it's Mr. Ellis, it's more interesting is he gets his work done and out, there he goes, he's off. In about half the time that it takes me, yet we're getting the same things done, tyres and fuel. See, I'm still not released from my pit stop. Come on, come on. Right, there we go, and that's me off. Now, I thought, what's going on there? So after this race, I did do a bit of Googling around, and I found a thread on Reddit where a guy was complaining about exactly the same thing. The AI seemed to be taking half the time for a pit stop that you're doing as a human, and apparently it was a bug in the game. So this is the sort of thing that Ryza need to be concentrating on now. They've released enough content. Forget about more cars and more tracks. Start to fix what's actually wrong with the game. These game-breaking bugs, and that would be a race-ending bug. That for me, you know, if I was having a close battle with somebody in a long race, and it was down to a matter of seconds, and then that happened in a pit stop, that could just ruin the whole race for me. So they really need to start concentrating on that sort of thing and building up the single player career mode as well, and looking at the multiplayer, a good kind of ranked multiplayer system, especially considering R Factor 2 has recently upped the game there by a recent patch to give ranked multiplayer at no extra cost as well, you know. So this is the sort of stuff that the guys at Ryza need to do. If you are watching this video, that would be great if you picked up on my feedback. Not that I think they'll ever be watching this video, but never mind. So we are out now, lap, what's this, lap 8, and I'm not even on the leaderboard. So because of all the pit stops, some folk must have stayed out quite long. There must be quite a few cars here still to come into the pits. So I must be higher at the moment in 17th place. There's my teammate, looks like, and there's another guy just coming out. Oh, what a bad time to meet me. He just came out of the pit lane and I was right there. We managed to get past him though, but we're still not showing on the leaderboard. That car behind me had a nice salt tyre on the roof. I should maybe have picked that colour scheme. Too late now. So my teammate and me, better be careful here. I don't want to take my teammate out. There we go, we'll get him on the inside. Right, so I've crept up into 17th place. You can just see me on the leaderboard now. So at the end of the long straight here, pretty much the end of the lap, that'll be the end of lap 9. So we're going to have 10, 11, 12. We're going to have 3 laps to try and improve our position from 17th. However, I think we're going to inherit quite a few places just by people who are in the pits. And I saw somebody just going in there. So that's interesting that the AI have got lots of different pit strategies here. Yeah, look at that, I'm up to 15th, I'm up to 13th, up to 12th. So the AI is, some of them are coming, one I think came in on lap 5, and some of them are coming here on lap 9. So we're up to 12th now. I still think there's a few to come in. So we're chasing Mr. Collins ahead of us. This is such a great car to drive. If you've not given this a lot of time yourselves in AMS2, then I highly recommend you have a shot in the minis. Nice close racing. Everybody's in the same car obviously, and you can gain a little bit obviously by setup and fuel load and pit strategy if you're having a pit stop, but it still gives you really close level playing field racing. So here we're coming up against quite a few guys here now. I wish there was a little indicator on that leaderboard that showed you who has pitted and who hasn't. That would be a nice thing for Riser to include in a future patch. But let's see how many of these guys are going to be coming in. So we're still on 12th, coming up to the end of lap 10, so just 2 laps after this. These 2 guys aren't coming in, Collins and Porter. I think we're going to manage, yeah, we're getting past, we're up to 10th. Now, see, we suddenly jumped to 8th, then 6th, then 5th, so there's quite a few cars in the pits. Nice little pack of 3, and here's another one coming out to just meet us. Just as he comes out of the pit lane, there's the 3 of us battling. That was bad timing for him. Right, so we're into the top 4, lap 10. Now that leader, Mr. Bell, I don't think he has been in the pits yet. So I think it's really, the leader is really Mr. Ellis, just ahead of me here, fighting with Mr. Dixon. So here we go, I'm just, oh, a big look up from me there. See the smoke coming off my tyre. But I'm going to be joining the party after this corner, I think. So I think this is the actual top 3. Now how close Mr. Bell, oh you see there he is, he's in the pit now. Now I wonder how close we are going to be to him when he comes out. There's the 3 of us trying to go into the same corner at the same time. I think we're just going to meet Mr. Bell. There he is coming down. You could just catch a wee glimpse of him there. So I think he's going to join us pretty much. Well, there he is, right into it. So now 3 become 4, and this is the top 4. So we're now racing just straight to the end. We've got 1 and a bit laps to go. So this is great. This is close racing. Exactly what I hoped it would be. And I think now I start driving at about 100% because I really want to try and get past people. So I'd take 1 here on the inside, And then I've just got Mr. Ellis. So I'm going to try and get him at this next corner if possible. Yep, just managed that. Oh, it's close though. So we've got the lead with about 1.25 laps to go. So they're still with me, but as I pointed out earlier on, I do feel the AI starts to back off ever so slightly once you've overtaken them. They're no doubt having their own squabble behind me. I can see them in the mirrors, they're not that far away, but they're having their own squabble behind me, which may be holding them up. And of course I've got fresh air in front of me now, but I still think they should be attacking me a bit more even after I've overtaken them. Again, I'll play around with the AI and the aggressiveness settings to see if I can't improve that a little bit. Yeah, they're not that far away, are they? Now, I've actually driven a Mini quite a few times. My wife was always keen on a Mini, so around about 2010 we saw a very nice second-hand black Mini Cooper S, which is the sporty one. So we bought that and had it for about 4 years, I think. The weekend after we bought it, we took a road trip for a couple of days up the west coast of Scotland and across to the Isle of Skye to see friends. So some of the best driving roads you can possibly imagine up that west coast of Scotland. Absolutely beautiful. And it was great fun. It was like driving a little go-kart. The only reason we didn't keep a hold of it was once things started to go wrong, needing major servicing and repairs. It was a very expensive car then, essentially BMW at the end of the day, so it became too expensive to keep it and we decided to get rid of it. But great memories. So here we are, we're going to win this one. Fantastic fun, guys. If you've never tried a Mini in AMS2, do try it. If you are interested in how I'm going to get on with this league, then do subscribe. I'm still trying to hopefully get my subscribers up to 1,000 by what we call Hogmanay in Scotland by New Year's Day, which 31st of December, not that far away. Be great if I could get my subscribers up to 1,000 by then. So if you've not subscribed, do that, I much appreciate it. Give the video a little thumbs up, and if you fancy seeing how I get on in this league, then come back and subscribe to the channel, get alerts on the videos, etc, etc. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I will see you the next time. Cheers for now.